Alright, so this particular video is entitled, Do Not Allow the Weather Outside to Affect the Weather of Your Heart. Now, when I say weather, I'm talking about the conditions of life. I'm not talking about the realistic or the weather, the climate. I am talking about the conditions of life. I'm saying, do not allow the conditions of life or what's happening around you to affect the conditions of your heart, which is your mind, which is your belief system, which is your way of thinking. Because I can tell you the God's truth. Sometimes life gets hard. We all, listen, everybody in this world have experienced some level of resistance, some level of hardship, but you cannot allow that to take such a toll over your life till you give up. You just throw in the towel. You just, but no, you have to continue to fight the good fight of faith. You gotta actually believe, no matter what you're going through, no matter what's happening around you. You can't let that get you down, babe. And I'm speaking. Look, I'm speaking from experience, babe. You know what I mean? I know exactly what it is to feel down and out, or where you are receiving a level of opposition that you've never received before. You just feel stagnant because you want things to work out, and it doesn't seem like it's working. Do not allow the weather outside, babe, to affect the weather of your heart. You know what you believe in for. You know what you believe in God for. You are there. Yeah, I talking to you. I talking to me too now. But I'm talking to you. You know exactly what you've been believing God for all this time. You cannot allow negativity or the naysayers to cause you to disbelieve. You gonna actually not believe? What is that going to do for you if you don't believe? That is simply going to push you further in doubt. That's all. It causes you nothing. No, it causes you everything to believe. No, put it like this: it causes you nothing to believe, but at the same token, it causes you everything to believe. Because if you remove belief away from what you are actually wanting to happen, what do you have? You have absolutely nothing. You have nothing. So it's going to cost you nothing, right? So cheap you believe one time. And you can't allow, the economy is bad, or look at this one over there, or let's say you want your marriage to work, but everyone seems like they're getting divorced around you. Oh, does everybody fit? Or you want to be married one day, but because of the rate of divorce being so high, you are afraid you're gonna allow that to cause you not to be married. What if I'd allow that to happen? Because I ain't gonna lie, marriages be failing all the time. But the thing is, you gotta have this belief. And listen, man, you could create the life that you desire, And it starts with the belief on the inside. You cannot allow what's happening outside to determine your belief inside. I've been married. I've been married 19 years. Excuse me. To a wonderful lady. But it all came about because me and her just love one another. And we could believe that it's gonna work. We believe this marriage is gonna work. And it's working. Yeah, we have our ups and downs, not like everybody. But we're not allowing the conditions of what? Alright, let me put it like this. Seasons change. God remains the same, right? Consider the season of spring. Look what happens to the trees. Look what the animals do. Consider summer. Consider autumn, the changing of leaves, the color of the leaves. Things start to change. Winter, the trees shed their leaves. Why? Because they have to make way for the new. Sometimes, but you got to shed some things to make way for the new. But that is another video for another day. But you cannot allow the circumstances, and sometimes you just got to drown out the noise. You got to be like Michael Phelps, tunnel vision. You locked in. That's it. I don't know if y'all remember when Michael Phelps was about to go swim, and I remember one other swimmer from wherever he was. Man, he was right there just blabbering on the side of him. Must he trying to talk him? Sometimes people throw them verbal jazz and they try to distract you. He's right there. Michael Phelps was like locked in. He wasn't even listening to that fella. Why? He did not want the weather outside to affect the weather on the inside. He didn't want the weather, the conditions of the outside, what was happening, all into negative talk and blah, 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 blabbering to affect, the weather, figurative weather, or the conditions of his mind. Same thing like Kobe Bryant. Y'all remember? I don't know if y'all remember that clip. Chris Rock was just, doing this comedic thing. Whatever he was telling Kobe or saying to Kobe, Kobe was so locked in. Mamba mentality. Focus. He wasn't even checking for Chris Rock. And then, of course, Chris Rock eventually gave up. Because when you do not allow the exterior conditions to penetrate your internal belief system or the weather on the inside of your mind, eventually the season will change. You just have to outlast the weather outside. The sun will eventually come out, babe. The sun will eventually shine. The Bible says weeping may endure for a night, right? But joy coming in the morning. Now, nights is be long sometime. Because you have short nights, and I'm talking figurative nights, not the literal night. Because the literal night has its time. And even in the literal night, that's a time frame for the literal night. And then you have the time for day, sunshine. You see, dawn, the dawning of a new day. The sun is rising from the east. And it's such a beautiful thing, man. All of a sudden, there's this rejoicing in your soul because you've made it through the night. You be like, oh, Lord, thank you for another day. I am so grateful. That's the same thing when you make it and you survive the weather of the night experience of life. And you survived that because you didn't allow the night experience of life to affect the day light on the inside. You have to always remind yourself that, guess what? The conditions of my life will change. You will get older. You will go through pain and suffering. It's inevitable. And we're talking about emotional suffering and physical suffering. As you get older, your body's going to change, babe. I don't care how much makeup you put on your face. I don't care how much ab work you do, how much push-ups you do, bench press, whatever, plastic surgery, whatever. Your body will change. But you cannot allow even the changing of your body to affect your positive outlook of life. Because I've heard old people say, and this is what I've heard it, getting old sucks. I've heard old people tell me this. There was a woman who told me once, she said, young man, this is what she said, young man, pray that you never get old. And I was like, she said, because, yeah, yes, it's pretty hard, right? And I said to myself, but it's true. And I was right there starting out. I was like, what? Look at my face. I started to panic because the inevitable is here. Look, ain't going nowhere. Tired as much as I want. It coming. But I cannot allow the weather outside to affect my mind, because guess what? Your mind got to be renewed every day. Like the Bible said, like the eagle. So you could be a child in your mind and a physical old man. You could have youthful energy, right? Because of your positive outlook on life, right? Or you could have depleted old man energy. Oh, life is over. I'm done. I'm finished. You understand what I'm saying? It's all in the mind. That's why the weather conditions of your mind must remain one frequency. Positive, positive, positive. That's it. It is very hard to do, people. It is very hard to do because reality is your body is changing. People around you changing. People who used to be friendly, they ain't friendly no more. Right? People who was your friends, now they acting crazy and strange and weird. The world is changing, y'all. And I was in my last video about, is this the new world order? It right in the video, so if you want to watch that, watch it. But I'm saying that in a world that's ever changing, you have to remain consistent in your... What if God... Let me ask you this question. What if God... what if God... And see, that's why we could trust God, baby. We could trust God because what if God would allow... And that's what... See, he's not affected by what's going on here. He's not. Nothing ruffles God's feathers, you know. Only when he gets tired, he's like, you know, he's tired of y'all, boop, or whatever. He blesses, whatever, destroy, whatever. But what if God would just, every little thing would happen? He just, everything, little emotional. Oh, I'm tired. I can't know what to do. But imagine God saying, I don't know what to do. What if he would allow what's happening in the earth to affect him on such a level, he just destroy all us because we just doing a bunch of foolishness down here. You see what I'm saying? We cannot allow the weather on the outside to affect the weather conditions of our mind, because I'm telling you, if you can't trust what you see, you know. You can't even trust what you feel. The only thing what you can do is believe in what you believe in and hold fast to the profession of your faith, not wavering. You got to hold fast to the profession of your faith, not wavering. Whatever you believe in God for, that's it. We ain't listening, we ain't checking. We ain't going to just believe that. You feel me? You got to just believe that, and that's it. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what you, whoever, wherever. No, this is what I believe. And I am staying true to that belief. And I sticking with that, babe. The hell with you. You know what I mean? That kind of way. That's how you got to be, babe. You got to tell the negative or when they say or whatever. You got to defeat the inner naysayer. You got, when I say inner, well, no. Yes, because even negative thoughts can creep in, and that's why you got to push it out. Sometimes the conditions on the outside can affect you on the inside because you are listening and seeing. And the eyes to the windows to the soul is your eyes and your ears, you know. People say, oh, the eyes of a man are the windows to the soul. Also the ears, because you hearing things and you seeing things. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, boy. So that's how it is. You got to remain positive in what you and consistent in your belief system. Come hell or high water, this is what it's going to be. And like I have this habit of making songs in my mind. I have this habit. Trust me. I have a lot of choruses and things in my mind that I just create, and I will recite them over and over when I feel a particular way. And there's this particular one. It goes like this, and I ain't gonna sing it. I just gonna say the words. I've got my mind made up on how it should be. I've got my mind made it to fulfill my destiny. I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you. I'ma prove it. I'ma prove it. I'ma prove it to you. My arms stretched like an eagle I saw. I'm flying high over pigeons and all these chickens and all. 'Cause I'm taking flight, destination, out of sight. Yeah, y'all know what your boy, y'all know what I'm like. Yeah, I'ma hold it down, man. I'ma represent Christ, you know? That's how you gotta have your mind made up on how it should be. And you gotta let your arms stretch like an eagle. You gotta soar. You gotta fly high over pigeons and all them chickens in awe. They gonna be in awe. The chickens, cause see the chickens got wings, but they letting the weather outside affect the weather in their mind. That's why they can't fly like you see. I gone.